Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum student. Today I'm going to solve IGCSE past paper 2, May-June 2025. Before starting this paper, I request you please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon button. Let's start question number 1.
Question 1, part A, shade one small square so that the diagram has one line of symmetry. Look here, this is the square, one line of symmetry. We will draw a line that divides the square into identical parts. Look here, this diagonal line divides the square into equal parts, but these two parts should be identical. Look here on the right side of this line of symmetry, here are two small shaded square. This is square number 1 from right to left, and next this is square number 3. These two squares shaded, here are two squares shaded, but on the left side, one square shaded. To make the left side and right side identical, according to this line of symmetry, we have to shade this square. This is third square. When we shade, the right and left side become identical according to this line of symmetry. Therefore, this is the square we have to shade. Question 1, part B, shade one small square so that the diagram has rotational symmetry of order 2. Look here, this is the square and having a rotational symmetry order is 2. That it means when we rotate the square 360 degree, it will overlap 2 times, and one at 180 degree, another it will again overlap at 360 degree. To get the same identical position after a 180 degree rotation, we will number the left extreme square from bottom to top, 1, 2, 3, 4. And look here, when we rotate 180 degree, these number square will be in this position 1, 2, 3, and 4. When we rotate 180 degree, these square will be identical position when this box 2 is shaded. Therefore, we will shade this square number 2, we will shade. Question number 2, the scaled drawing shows position of two villages P and Q. The scale is 1 cm, represents 0.5 kilometer. Part A, find the actual distance between P and Q. To calculate actual distance between P and Q, we will calculate the distance from scale between P and Q. We measure the distance between P and Q from digital scale. The distance between P and Q is 8 centimeter. We write here 8 centimeter distance between P and Q. And look here, the scale here is 1 centimeter represents 0.5 kilometer. We write 1 centimeter equal to 0.5 kilometer. And we will convert 8 centimeter into kilometer. Therefore, 8 centimeter will be equal to 8 times into 0.5 kilometer. And this value will be equal to 4 kilometer. Therefore, the distance, actual distance will be 4 kilometer. And this is the answer.
From the north at P towards Q in clockwise direction. And we can calculate this angle by using the protractor, and we will calculate this. Look here, the angle from the north towards PQ. This is 110 is the angle from the north towards Q in clockwise direction. And this is the bearing of Q from P. We write the angle 110. This is the answer. Question number 3. The diagram shows two straight lines intersecting two parallel lines. Find the value of x and y. Look here, these are two parallel lines. Here we have to calculate value of x. We can calculate this value of x if we calculate the other adjacent angle along this straight line. We can calculate value of x. This angle, look here, this right side adjacent angle is 65 because this is corresponding angle. The corresponding angle of two parallel line always equal. Therefore, this is 65. And the next adjacent angle on left side of x will be 45 because this angle corresponding angle always equal. These three adjacent angle on straight line x 45 65. When we add these adjacent angles, sum of adjacent angle on straight line equal to 180. This is the property we write here, the sum of adjacent angle on straight line. Here 45 plus 65 is 110 equal to 180. Then x equal to 180 minus 110. This is equal to 180 minus 110 is equal to 70. Therefore, x equal to 70 degree. To calculate this angle y, we will take this red straight line. Along this straight line, here are three adjacent angles x, y, and 45. When we add all these angles, we get 180 because the sum of adjacent angle on straight line equal to 180. And we will substitute the value x here 70. We write y as it is plus 45 equal to 180. And this y will be equal to 180 minus 70 plus 45, this will be equal to 115. And y will be equal to 180 minus 115, y equal to 65. We write here 180 minus 115, y equal to 65. Therefore, x equal to 70, y equal to 65. This is the answer. Question 4. Samina picks one of these cards at random and replace it. Find the probability that picks an odd number. The probability of odd number equal to numbers of number of odd number card divided by total cards. According to this, odd number 1, 3, 5, 7, these are odd number. The total number of odd number will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, we write total number of odd number cards here are 4 and total cards are 7. We write 4 over 7. This is the answer. Part B, Sumera repeat 35 times. Calculate the number of times Sumera is expected to pick an odd number. Look here, we have to calculate number of times Sumera is expected to pick odd number. In this question, we have to calculate expected frequency. This means expected frequency. Expected frequency equal to number of times this experiment repeat multiply the probability of this odd number. Look here. N35, the total number of odd number here are 4. We write 4 over 7. Therefore, this value become 7 times 5 is 35, 4 times 5 is 20, and this is 20 will be the expected value. We move the next question. Question 5, part A, translate triangle T by vector 0 minus 2. Look here, this is the triangle T, and these are the corner points of this triangle. The coordinates of the corner points here are minus 1, 1, and minus 2, 1, and minus 1, 3. We will represent these coordinates by column vector form. Look here, we represent these corner points by A1 minus 1, 1, my A2, this is A2, and we represent by minus 2, 1, and last corner point is minus 1, 3. We have to translate these corner points of this triangle by vector 0 minus 2. Therefore, we will add 0 minus 2 in this column corner points column vector. After adding, we get these values. Minus 1 plus 0, we get minus 1. 1 plus minus 2, we get minus 1. Therefore, the image of the A1 will be A1 dash. This is minus 1, minus 1. When we add 0 minus 2 in minus 2, 1, we get minus 2, minus 1. The image of A2 will be A2 dash, minus 2, minus 1. Next, we will add 0, minus 2 in minus 1, 3 column vector. We get A3 dash, minus 1, 1. And after getting these corner points, We will mark these points here. This is minus 1, 1. This is minus 2, minus 1. And this point, A3 dash will be minus 1, 1. This is the minus 1, 1. After mention these points, we will join these points. After joining these points, we get the translation triangle by vector 0, minus 2. This is the answer. Question 5, part B, describe fully single transformation that has triangle T on triangle U. Look here, this is triangle T and this is triangle U. Firstly, we check type of transformation here. Look here, this triangle T having this object point and this corresponding image points will be this. We will join this object point and corresponding image point. Next, we will join the object point and this corresponding image point. This is the corresponding image point we will join. And we get, we look here, we get these these two lines are not parallel. When the lines are not parallel, therefore this is the rotation transformation. After mention this transformation is rotation, we will calculate the center of rotation. To mention the center of rotation, we will draw the perpendicular bisector against these lines. Firstly, we will draw the perpendicular bisector between this line, and next we will draw the perpendicular bisector between this line. Where these two perpendicular bisector will join, this will be the center of rotation. Look here. Firstly, we will draw the arc from this image point U in upward direction, and then we will draw the arc in downward direction, and next we will take this point and we will draw the arc here, and we will draw another arc in downward direction, and we extend the first arc here, and both arcs intersect, and we will join the intersecting points of these arcs, and this is the first perpendicular bisector we get. We will draw second perpendicular bisector. Firstly, we will draw the arc from the image point here. Look here, this is the arc. We will draw in upward direction. Next, we will draw the arc in downward direction. We will draw the arc in downward direction here. And after drawing these arcs, we will draw the arc from the object points in upward direction. Look here, this is the arc in upward direction. Next, we will draw the arc in downward direction. We will join these intersecting arc points. We get the second perpendicular bisector. Both perpendicular bisector intersect at this point, and this point is 2, 2, and this point is the center of rotation. Now we will calculate the rotation angle. To calculate the angle of rotation, we will join the image point to center of rotation and object point to center of rotation. The angle between these lines is 90 degree. Look here, this is the rotation of triangle T onto triangle U. This is the rotation in anti-clockwise direction, 90 degree. The center of rotation here is 2, 2. We write rotation 90 degree in anti-clockwise having center of rotation 2, 2. This is the answer. Question 6, solve 8x plus 7 equal to 39. Look here, we can write this 8x equal to 39 minus 7, and this will be equal to 32, and x will be equal to 32 over 8. This will be equal to 4. Therefore, x equal to 4 is the answer. Part B, solve 2 into 5y minus 1 equal to 24. Firstly, we will expand the left side expression. Therefore, we can write 2 times 5 is 10 by 2 times 1 is 2 and 24 we write as it is. This value become 10y equal to 24 plus 2. This will be equal to 26. Therefore, y equal to 26 over 10. 2 times 13 is 26. 2 times 5 is 10. We can write 13 over 5. And in the mixed fraction, we can write 2, 3 over 5. And this is the value of y. Question number 7. These are the first four terms of the sequence 11, 8, 5, and 2. Find the next term of the sequence. Firstly, we will take the difference in each consecutive terms. Look here, the difference is 3. 8 minus 11 is minus 3. Next is 5 minus 8 is minus 3. Next is minus 3. Therefore, the next term we can calculate if we add minus 3 in this fourth term. 2 plus minus 3, we get minus 1. Therefore, the next term will be minus 1. Part B, find the nth term of this sequence. This is the linear sequence. The nth term of this linear sequence, we can write Tn equal to an plus b. A is the common difference. Here the common difference is minus 3. Therefore, this value becomes minus 3 and b is the previous term of this sequence. The previous term of this sequence we can calculate if we add 3 in this value, we get 14. When we add minus 3 in 14, we get 11. Therefore, this is the 14 and this is the nth term of the sequence. Question number 8, find the highest common factor of 36 and 54. The highest common factor we can calculate by this method. In this method, we see the common factor of 36 and 54. The common factor of 36 and 54 is 2 and therefore we can divide this 36 and 54 by 2. We get it 2 times 18 is 36. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 will be carried and 2 times 7 is 14. Look here, this value we can divide by 3. Therefore, we can write 3 times 6 and 3 times 9. We can divide this value by 3. We get 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And look here, these values 2, 3, and 3 we will multiply, and this will be equal to HCF. And this value is 18, and 18 is the highest common factor. The next question of this paper, question 9 is the point 3 minus 1. AB is 2 minus 4. AC equal to 2 times of AB. Find the coordinate of C. Suppose that the coordinate of C is AB and we write in the column vector form, and we can write this AC equal to 2AB. Now we can write AC OC minus OA and 2 times of AB. AB here is 2 minus 4 and we can write this 2 into 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 4 minus 8. OC here is AB. OA here is 3 minus 1. We write in column vector form. It becomes 3 minus 1. Therefore, AB will be equal to 4 minus 8 plus 3 minus 1. Therefore, we can write 4 plus 3 is 7 minus 8 minus 1 is minus 9. And the coordinates of C, AB, and this is 7 and this is minus 9. Part B, AB is k square root 5. Find the value of k. Look here, AB vector here is 2 minus 4 and we can write this AB magnitude This will be equal to 2 square plus minus 4 square square root. And this equal to 4 plus 16 square root, and this is square root 20. And we can write this 4 into 5, and square root 4 is 2, and 2 square root 5 is the value of AB. And when we compare this k square root 5, therefore square root 5 will be cancelled, k equal to 2. This is the answer. Next part C, point P is a point on AB, AP ratio PB equal to 1:3. Find the position vector of P. Look here, AP, our PB equal to 1/3. Suppose this is A, this point is P, and this point is B. This ratio is 1:3. If we take the ratio AP over AB, this ratio, look here, AP is 1. The ratio of AB become 4. We write 1/4. Therefore, AP will be equal to 1/4 into AB. And AP, we can write this 1/4. AB vector here is 2 minus 4. Therefore, this column vector become 2 into 1/4 minus 4 into 1/4. And this column vector become 1/2 and minus 1. And AP equal to 1/2 minus 1. And we can write this AP equal to OP minus OA equal to 0.5 minus 1. And OA here is 3 minus 1. We write 3 minus 1, and this will be equal to 0.5 minus 1. And therefore, OP will be equal to 0.5 minus 1. And this column vector become plus 3 minus 1. This will be equal to 3.5 minus 2. And this is the answer. Question number 10. The diagram shows a sector of circle, center O. The length of arc is n pi. Find the value of n. Look here, these arc length of sector equal to theta over 360 into 2 pi r. According to this arc length become 45 over 360 multiply 2 pi, r is 18. And we can write this 45 into 2 into 18 is 36 pi over 360. 36 times 10 is 360, and 4.5 pi, and area of sector is n pi. Therefore, pi would be cancelled. Therefore, n equal to 4.5. This is the answer. Next, question number 11. Part A, write 0.00708 in standard form. In standard form, we can write this 7.08. When we shift the decimal from left to right, 3 digits. Therefore, we will multiply 7.08 by 10 power minus 3. And this value becomes 7.08 into 10 power minus 3. Next, part B. Work out 3.8 into 10 power 22 plus 3.8 into 10 power 23. Give your answer in standard form. Look here in this question. Firstly, we will take the common. Here the 3.8 is a common. This value becomes 10 power 22 plus 10 power 23. Look here, we can write this 3.8 into 10 power 22 plus 10 power 23. Here the 10 power 22 is also common. We take common again. This value become 1 plus 10 power 1. And this value become 11 multiply 3.8 into 10 power 22. 3.8 multiply 11, it becomes 41.8 into 10 power 22. We shift this decimal from right to left side one digit. Therefore, we can write this 4.18 into 10 power 22 plus 1. Therefore, 4.18 into 10 power 23 would be the answer. Question 12, PQR lie on circle. QR is the diameter. Find angle PRQ. Look here, this is the diameter. QR, the diameter makes the angle at circumference is 90 degree according to property of circle. Therefore, this angle RPQ will be 90. We write here is RPQ angle equal to 90 degree because angle at circumference by diameter. Look here, this is the right angle triangle. The sum of interior angle of triangle equal to 180. Therefore, we can write this PRQ angle plus 74-degree angle plus 90 equal to 180. This PRQ angle will be equal to 180 minus 90 minus 74. This will be equal to 16. Therefore, we write angle equal to 16, and this is the reason you have to mention here because the sum of interior angle of triangle 180. Next question, question number 13. Question 13, part A, 100 students solve a puzzle. Table shows information about the time taken to solve the puzzle. Work out estimate of mean. Estimated mean formula is sum of values divided by total number of values. Sum of value we can calculate. We write summation fx. This is the sum of values. And total number of values is total frequency. We write summation f. Here this x is the class mark. Class mark is the middle value of the class interval. Here is the interval 20 to 40. The middle value will be 30. 40 to 60, this middle value is 50. 60 to 100, this middle value will be 80. You can calculate the middle value adding the upper and lower limits and divided by 2. Look here, 20 plus 40 divided by 2, you get 30. And remaining values you can also calculate in this way. Now fx will be f into x. This is 30 into 30 is 900. 50 into 40 is 2000. 30 into 80, 2400. We will add all these values. This will be equal to 5300, and 5300 divided by total frequency here will be 100, and we divide this 5300 divided by 100, we get 53, and 53 will be the mean of this value. Part second, complete the histogram, show the information in the table. In this question, we have to complete the histogram. Histogram is the bar graph. We will draw these bar between frequency density and the class interval. Frequency density is equal to frequency divided by class width. And the class width is the difference between the upper and lower limit of the class interval. Therefore, the class width of between 40 to 20 will be 40 minus 20 is 20, 60 to minus 40 is 20, 100 minus 60, the class width of this interval will be 40. And the frequency density of the first interval will be 30 over 20, and this is equal to 1.5. Next frequency density 40 over 20, that's equal to 2, and this next is 30 over 40, and this value will be equal to 0.75. And next we will draw these bar with the help of frequency density and the class interval. First bar is already given here, and we have to draw the other two bar of the intervals 40 to 60 and 60 to 100. Therefore, we will draw the bar of the interval 40 to 60, and the height of this interval will be 2. Look here, this is frequency density is 2, and we will draw the bar of the height 2 of the interval 40 to 60. Next, we will draw the bar of interval 60 to 100. And for this 60 to 100, the height is here is 0.75. Look here, this position is 0.5, and the middle of the 0.5 and 1 is 0.75. Therefore, we will draw the bar of the height 0.75 of, of the interval 60 to 100. And this is the histogram, and hence the histogram is completed. And we will move the next part of the question. Students solve the same puzzle as the student. The cumulative frequency table shows the information about the time taken by each adult to solve the puzzle. Part first, on the grid, draw a cumulative frequency diagram. This is the cumulative frequency diagram. We will draw the graph. To draw the graph, we will mark the points at T20. The cumulative frequency is 0. We will mark here this point. This is the position 20, 0. Next is 40, 12. The time is 40, and the cumulative frequency is 12. This is the position 40, 12. Next is 60, 36. The position of time is 60. Cumulative frequency is 36. This is 30. This is 35. This position is 36. Next is T, time is 80 second, and cumulative frequency is 60. This is 80. And this position will be 60 second. Next is time is 100, and cumulative frequency is 74. Look here, this is the 100 position on time axis, and the cumulative frequency is 74. This position will be 174. Last is time is 120, and cumulative frequency is 80. This is 120 second. We will move vertically upward and at the position where the cumulative frequency is 80. This is the position. Now to draw the cumulative graph, we will join all these points here. And this is the cumulative graph. And now we start the next part of this question. Part second, use your cumulative frequency diagram to find an estimate for the median. Median is the middle value of the data. Middle value here is the total student. Here are 80 students, and the half of 80 will be the 40, and the time of the 40th value. And look here, this is the 40th value, and at the 40th value, the time we can calculate if we draw the horizontal line from cumulative frequency value 40, and this horizontal line intersect the curve at this position. Now we will draw the vertical line from this position, and it intersects the time axis at this position. This value here is 64, because one small square is 2 seconds. Therefore, this is the 62, 64, 64 second. And the median will be 64 second. Next is the part second. Use your cumulative frequency diagram. Find the lower quartile. Lower quartile we represent by Q1. Q1, that's the 1/4 value of the data. 1 over 4th value is the 1 over 4th of 80 student. This equal to 20th student time. This is the 20th student time we will calculate. The 20th student time we can calculate if we draw the horizontal line from this value 20 on cumulative frequency, and next we will draw the vertical line from this cumulative frequent curve, and this vertical line intersects the time, and at this position the time is 48 second, and this is the lower quartile value. 48 second is the answer. Question number 14. Write 0.25 dot as a fraction. Look here, this is the recurring decimal value, and we will suppose that let x equal to 0.25 bar, and we can write this 0.2555, and in the next step we will multiply this value by 10 power of the number of non-recurring digits after decimal. So look here, this is the one digit non-recurring, therefore we will multiply 10 power 1 to this equation. This equation become 10x into 10 multiplied by 10, this value we get 2.555 dot dot. Next, we will multiply this value by the 10 power of number of recurring digits. Here the number of recurring digits is is 1, therefore 10 power 1, we again just multiply by 10. When we multiply by 10, this equation, we get 100x, and this value become 25.555, and we name this equation 1, and this is equation 2. After we will take the difference of these two equations. Now we will subtract equation 2 from 1. And after subtracting, we get 90x will be equal to 23.00, and we can write this x equal to 23 over 90, and this is the answer of this recurring decimal. Question 15, the diagram shows the graph. Write down the coordinates of the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. Look here, this is the graph, and this graph intersects the x-axis at this position. At this position, the coordinates of this intersecting point is 2, 0. This is the value here is, look here, this is 2, 0. And next part, we write down the equation of asymptote. Look here, the equation of the graph here is y equal to 2 over x minus 1. This is the reciprocal graph, and the general form of this graph is y equal to a over x minus h plus k. And according to this graph, the horizontal asymptote is equal to y equal to k. This is the horizontal asymptote equation. And the vertical asymptote equation is x equal to h. And here in this equation, y equal to 2 over x minus 1, according to this equation, the value of h and k, we can write this equation y equal to 2 over x minus 0 plus minus 1. Look here, according to this, h equal to 0 and k equal to minus 1. We will substitute this value y equal to minus 1, x equal to 0, and these are two equations of asymptote, and we can draw these line here. This is the line y equal to minus 1. This is the horizontal asymptote, and the vertical asymptote, the line is x equal to 0. This line is x equal to 0. We write these equation here, y equal to -1, x equal to 0. These are two asymptote equations. Now we move the next part of this question. By drawing suitable straight line on grid, solve 2 over x minus x minus 1 equal to 0. Look here, this equation we can write 2 over x minus 1 equal to x. And look here, 2 over x minus 1, this value is equal to y equal to x. To draw the equation y equal to x, we will take some values of x, suppose 0 to 4. Against this value of y will be also 0 to 4 because y equal to x. And we will mark these points here. And this is 0, 0. This is 2, 2. Next is 4, 4. By joining these points, we get the straight line y equal to x. This is the straight line. And next, question number 16. Question 16, the diagram shows a solid made by joining a hemisphere to a cylinder. The radius of both the hemisphere and the cylinder is 6 centimeter. The height of cylinder is 5. Find the total surface area of the solid. The surface area of the solid equal to surface area of hemisphere plus curved surface area of cylinder plus surface area of this base is circular. Therefore, we write area of circle. Surface area of hemisphere is 1 over 2 4 pi r square. You can check this formula from the formula sheet. And the curved surface area of cylinder is 2 pi r h plus area of circle is pi r square. Here r is 6 centimeter, the radius of hemisphere, and we can write this. R is 6, we write 6 square. We will write pi as it is, 4 over 2, that's equal to 2, therefore we write 2. And next 2 pi we write as it is. Radius again is the radius of cylinder, this is 6. Height here is 5, pi as it is. The radius of this circle is also 6 centimeter, we write 6 square. And we can write this equation 72 pi plus 60 pi plus 36 pi. Now we will add all these value. We get 72 plus 36. That's equal to 108 plus 60. We get 168. Therefore, 168 pi would be the total surface area of the solid. Question 17. Find the value of part A 125 whole power 2 over 3. Look here, we can write this 125, 5 into 5 into 5, and this value is equal to 5 power 3. And we can write this 5 into 5 into 5 whole power 2 over 3, and this is 2 over 3, 3 would be cancelled. This is 5 power 2, and this will be equal to 5 into 5, and this is equal to 25. Next, part B. 4 whole power minus 5 over 2. We can write this 4 as 2 power 2 and this is minus 5 over 2. These two power will be multiplied. We can write 2 into minus 5 over 2. 2 would be cancelled. This is 2 power minus 5. And if we reverse this value, we can write 1 over 2 power 5. When we reverse the value of this power become positive, we can write 2 power minus 5 as 1 over 2 power 5. And 2 power 5 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, and this is equal to 1 over 32. And this is the answer. Now we move the next question of this paper. Question 18 part A. 9 over square root 3 rationalize the denominator. To rationalize the denominator, we will multiply this fraction both numerator and denominator. By square root 3, the fraction remain equivalent. Therefore, we can write this 9 square root 3 over square root 9. Square root 9, that will be equal to 3, and 9 over 3, that becomes 3, and square root 3 we write as it is, and this is the answer. Next, part B, find the value of C and the value of K. In this equation, we will expand the left hand side. To expand left hand side, we will multiply 5 to 1 plus 3 square root 2, and then minus square root 2 multiply 1 plus 3 square root 2. We can write 5 into 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15, square root 3 2 minus square root 2 into 1 is square root 2 plus minus square root 2 into square root 2 is 2, and 3 we will write as it is, and this value equal to C plus K square root 2. And we can write this 5 minus 6, this is minus 1, this is 15 square root 2 minus 1 square root 2. The coefficient of this value is 1. Now to simplify this square root value, we will subtract the coefficient. We get 15 minus 1, this is plus 14 square root 2. This will be equal to C plus K square root 2. Now we will compare this. C will be equal to minus 1. K square root 2 will be equal to 14 square root 2, and square root 2 would be cancelled, therefore K will be equal to 14. Therefore C equal to minus 1, K equal to 14. Next question, question number 19. Write as a single fraction in simplest form. Part A, look here. To simplify this, we can cancel A by A, and we get 5 into 3B over 6. We can divide the 6 by 3. We get 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. Therefore, 5 over 2B will be the answer. Next, part B, P over 2 plus 3T over 4. To add these two fractions, we will make the denominator same. If we multiply the first fraction by 2, the denominator becomes same. We can write this denominator 4, and this numerator become 2P plus 3T, and this is the answer of part B. Next, part C, simplify 2 over x minus 2 minus 3 over x plus 1. To make the denominator same, we will multiply the first fraction by x plus 1, both numerator and denominator, and the second fraction we will multiply by x minus 2. Look here, both denominator become x plus 1 into x minus 2, and the numerator we can write 2x plus 2 minus 3x minus minus plus 3 times 2 is 6. Therefore, 2x minus 3x is minus x, 2 plus 6 is 8, and we write x plus 1 into x minus 2 as it is. This is the answer of part C. Now we move the next question. Question 20, y is inversely proportional to 1 over square root x when x equal to 9, y equal to 2. Find the value of y. Y inversely proportional to y 1 over square root x. We can write this y equal to k over square root x. K is a constant here. Now k will be equal to y into square root x. And we can calculate k from first these two values. X here is 9. We can write square root 9, y is 2. Therefore, 2 into square root 9 is 3. Therefore, k equal to 6. This equation will become y equal to 6 over square root x. Now to calculate value of y when x equal to 36, we will substitute this value 36 in this equation. We get y equal to square root 36, and this is 6 over 6. This equal to 1. This is the answer. Next part B, when x is increased by factor 4, find the value of y changed by factor of p, find the value of p. Look here, this is the equation y equal to 6 over square root x. Here x is increased by a factor of 4, therefore we can write x become 4x. And here the value of y changed by a factor of p, we write y become py. And substitute this value, we can write py equal to 6 over square root 4x. And we can write this py equal to 6 over 2 square root x. And 6 over square root x, this value is equal to y. Look here, this is y. We can write this is y. Therefore, py equal to 1 over 2y. Y would be cancelled. Therefore, p equal to 1 over 2. This is the solution of the part B. Question number 21. The diagram shows the graph. The graph crosses x-axis at A, O, and B. The turning points are P and Q. Find the coordinates of A and B. Look here, these are the points A and B. These points lie on x-axis. At x-axis, the y is 0. Therefore, we take the value of y is 0, and this equation y equal to 3x minus cube, it becomes 3x minus x cube equal to 0 because y is 0. We take x common, this equation becomes x into 3 minus x square equal to 0. And we can write this x equal to 0 or 3 minus x square equal to 0. Here 3 minus x square, we can write 3 equal to x square, and we get plus minus square root 3. Therefore, x equal to plus minus square root 3. And here our value of x is 0 plus square root 3 minus square root 3. And look here, the coordinate of A will be minus square root 3, 0 because it is on the number line on left side. And this will be plus square root 3, 0. Therefore, we write x coordinate is minus square root 3 and x coordinate of B is plus square root 3. This is the answer. Next question. Part B, the first part, differentiate 3x minus x cube. We can write this. And the derivative of 3x, we can write 3 into d over dx of x. And this is d over dx of x cube. And we can write 3 into dx, derivative of x is 1. And the derivative of x cube is 3 times x square. And 3 minus 3x square is the differentiation of this expression. Find the coordinates of P and Q. Look here. These coordinates P and Q are the turning points. At the turning points, the derivative at this point will be 0 because when we take the dy over dx of the graph, this is the gradient of tangent. The gradient of tangent at turning points equal to 0. Therefore, we take dy over dx will be 0 for the turning points. We write dy over dx equal to 0 for turning points. Here is derivative of function is we consider as y. We can write 3x minus x cube. This derivative here is 3 minus 3x square, and we write this equation dy over dx is 3 minus 3x square equal to 0, and we take the common. This 3 is a common, we get 1 minus x square equal to 0, and 1 minus x square equal to 0. We can write this x square equal to 1, and x will be equal to square root 1 plus minus 1, and this is x equal to plus minus 1, and therefore the value of coordinates of P and Q we can calculate if we substitute the value of x plus minus 1 in the equation y equal to 3x minus x cube. Look here, when value of x is 1, the value of y will be 3 into 1 minus 1 cube. This is 3 minus 1. This is equal to 2. When the value of x is minus 1, this value of y become y equal to 3 into minus 1 minus 1 cube. And this value become minus 3 minus minus 1. And this is minus 3 plus 1. This is minus 2. Therefore, the value of y will be minus 2. Now we write minus 1 minus 2. And this is coordinate of P, because the look here, this is P point on the left side of the origin. Therefore, this value will be negative. We take x is negative, and this is P is minus 1 minus 2. And the value of q will be value of q for positive value of x is 1, value of y is 2. This is 1, 2. Look here, this is the point q. This is on the right side of the origin. Therefore, this value of x will be positive. And this is the answer. Question 22, part A, write down the exact value of tan 60. The exact value of tan 60 is square root 3. And part B, solve 2 sin x minus 1 equal to 0. 4x is 3, 0 to 360. We can write this sin x equal to 2 sin x equal to 1, sin x equal to 1 over 2, and x equal to sine inverse 1 over 2. And for acute angle value, let alpha be acute angle, let alpha be acute angle, then alpha equal to sine inverse 1 over 2, and sine inverse 1 over 2 is 30 degree. And here the value of sine is positive. For sine positive value, the x will be equal to alpha, or x equal to 180 minus alpha. This value lie in the second quadrant, and this is 180 minus alpha. Therefore, we write x equal to 30, and next value is 180 minus 30 is 150. We write here is 150, and 30 is the answer. Next, question number 23. In diagram, O is parallel to BC, BC equal to 3 times of OA, M is midpoint, position vector of A and position vector of B, position vector of A small a, position vector of B small b. Find the position vector of M. Look here, the position vector of A is OA is equal to A, and OB is equal to B, and we have to calculate the position vector of M. This is M is the midpoint of AC. We can write OM equal to OA plus AM. This is the position vector of OM. Now OA here is A, AM here is half of AC. We can write AC, that's equal to OC minus OA, and OC here, look here, this is the OC vector, and this OC vector will be equal to OB plus BC, and OB is B, and BC is 3 times of OA, and we can write B plus 3 times of A, and therefore we write AC here OC minus OA. OC is B plus 3A. OA is minus A. We write B plus 2 times of A. And we will substitute this value here. And this value become A plus 1 over 2 into B plus 2A. And we can write A plus B over 2 plus 1 over 2 into 2A, and this value become A plus B over 2 plus A, and we write here OM equal to 2A plus B over 2. This is the answer. Question number 24. The line y equal to 7x plus 3 intersect 5x minus 12 at the points A and B. Find the coordinates of A and B. To calculate the coordinates of A and B, we will solve these two equations simultaneously. To solve these two equations simultaneously, we will substitute the value of y in this equation. Value of y here is 7x plus 3. We write this 7x plus 3 and x squared plus 5x minus 12 we write as it is. We can write this x squared plus 5x minus 7x minus 12 minus 3 equal to 0. This value become x squared minus 2x minus 15 equal to 0. We can factorize this equation by midterm breaking method. If 5 times 3 is 15. When we subtract 3 from 5, we get 2. Therefore, we can write this 2x is minus 5x plus 3x. And we write other value as it is. And next minus x squared minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 equal to 0. We take the common. In first two term, we get x minus 5 plus next two term common is 3. We write x 3 into x minus 5 equal to 0. X minus 5 again is a common. We write x minus 5 into x plus 3 equal to 0. Here x minus 5 equal to 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. Therefore, x equal to 5 and x equal to minus 3. The equation here is y equal to, here equation is y equal to 7x plus 3. Firstly, we take x equal to 5. This equation become y equal to 7 into 5 plus 3 and this value become 38. And next, when we take x value is minus 3, the value of y becomes 7 into minus 3 plus 3. This become minus 21 plus 3, it become 18. And here the coordinate of this point will be minus 318 and the coordinate here will be 538. These are the coordinates of point A and B. We write here is A is 538 and minus 318 and this is the answer.